What's up, YouTube Nation? This is J-Rock, and I'm back again with another video. I want to talk to you a little bit about wrestling in general. You know, I have a very, very high demand. I usually get really picky about what I see. If I don't like it, I'll tell you what I don't like. But, you know, Impact Wrestling, I'm not going to be biased here. I'm going to just let you know how it goes. WWE is obviously more powerful and more resourceful and more fans and more whatever the case may be. They got everything on their shoulders. They got everything to work with. But the one thing that what separates both of them is that, you know, WWE has kind of this mentality where when they change things, they don't always appeal because they have well, okay, let me back that up a little bit. Impact Wrestling, for example. Aces and eights, right? Have we seen this before? Now, no, don't go crazy now here. You know, Aces and Eights kind of resembles a faction we had once ago, right? New World Order. This right here is the New World Order of Wrestling Brothers. Yeah, that whole thing. Is he the third? Well, again, that's what I'm talking about. And again, you guys gotta understand that I'm gonna be, you know, letting loose some gimmicks here. Sometimes you might see some videos where, you know, I have no idea what I'm doing. But the whole point of this is to expand myself into your world, get really into it, and allow you to know who I am. Because I'm a big wrestling fan, so that's how I do things. But Aces and Eights kind of resembles the NWO with their little sign that they have. Their, you know, they don't always walk alone. It's kind of got this whole NWO feel. But let me just say that I like the Aces and Eights. I really do. I think it's kind of a good faction. You know, Bully Ray is, you know, you got to give Bully Ray credit. He is just on top notch of his game right now as a heel. And the only way he could win that belt was a heel. I don't think he could win it as a face because clearly as a face it doesn't work. He's the kind of guy that can pull a bully very well. And with, you know, it's kind of interesting because we have this whole be a star thing in WWE where we're trying to prevent that kind of mentality. I'm not trying to say that, you know, they're two different things, and I get that, you know, but Bully Ray is doing very well at what he does. Grabbing heat, making people hate him. That's what makes him good at what he does. You got the reunion with Devon. I like that. Now, let's get back to WWE for a second. I really like what we have here. The future looks bright for both sides in some capacity. We got Dolph Ziggler, who's finally world champion, the show off, and he should be the face of the company. I'm not kidding. Let's face it, people. Dolph Ziggler is a man possessed. He's got this whole I'm better than you, I can show it to you, and there's nothing you can do to outplay me type thing. It's just on another level that he is. And he should stay world champion for quite a while. Now, Damien Sandow, Antonio Cesaro, Wade Barrett, all them cats. Well, you know what? The future looks bright as long as they stick. As long as they stick to the program and they follow. You know, they keep going with what they have. Dean Ambrose, another thing. And if you haven't heard, spoiler alert! Dean Ambrose is the new United States champion after defeating Kofi Kingston last night at Extreme Rules. So, with that being said, his future looks bright too. But I would rather see him as a solo act than see him part of a team. But, you know, and if you ask me, and I'm going to tell you this straight up, people, okay? Attention, IWC. Dean Ambrose is the Joker of wrestling. He is just the guy without the makeup, but he's just crazy, okay? He's just manipulative. He just looks like a guy that could play the Joker any day of the week, just without the makeup. He's got that kind of style to him, his personality that stands out like a Joker. So there you go with that. WWE looks interesting. They both have some interesting things. Now, let me get back to Impact Wrestling for a second. Now, I honestly think their future kind of looks kind of dim with talent because there's not very many notable notable young guys in the main event picture. Um, you know, Bully Ray's been in the spotlight before, but he's never had the main event in that capacity as a world champion. So that's kind of interesting for him. But to have, and I respect my boy like this, and I respect Sting and all, but I don't think he should be in the main event picture. I'm not. I mean, I'm trying not to be biased, and I'm trying not to be biased here. I mean, I honestly think he shouldn't be in the main event anymore. As much as I want him to win, he's 54 years old. The guy needs to step back a little bit and let other guys. Maybe he should have lost to Matt Morgan. As much as I can't stand Matt Morgan, but again, it's the talent level, people. It's about making way for heels and faces and making way for the future. Because if you just keep building on what you have, you're gonna lose some sort of a foundation somewhere along the line. Just keeping with big names, and as we know, WCW had a knack for being kind of pushy with main eventers who were already in the spotlight for years. And I'm just trying to be real here. And it's real. Sting was always in the spotlight. Understandable. NWO was taking up a lot of the time, so they were taking up more time of the luchadors. The young talent could not be anywhere near the main event. Although you had, guys in the back watching luchador cruiserweight matches, which was one of their highlights, and Goldberg has watched the cruiserweight matches because they were exciting. But when you have the NWO taking up full time, what happens? Everything starts to fall like dominoes, and you start having these problems where these guys who want to see airtime don't get enough time. And then it just starts falling after falling, and it's like, I mean, it's bad. But is that the reason they closed? No. The management was terrible. It was like a revolving door. They just kept having different things happen to their organization, and I think unlike where ECW used all their money, WCW was just kind of throwing their money, and it just wasn't being managed well. I don't know if Bischoff was really. I mean, he was a genius to a point, but I don't know if really what to make of that. Couple more things real quick. ECW, great organization, and you know what? It's impactful when you have a fan base that can chant ECW at a WWE event. That's how prestigious ECW is. You have people going ECW, 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 right? Well, the company's no longer around, but people still chant it. Why? Because it's symbolic to what ECW represents. Just because it's gone doesn't mean it's gone. WCW didn't have that kind of mentality. It's gone. Rest in peace. You're gone. Goodbye. And Impact Wrestling is kind of like what WCW was to a point. It's different. It gives people more opportunity. It gives more wrestlers a chance to expand. So when you're not in WWE, you're either in TNA or Ring of Honor or somewhere else. Now, Ring of Honor, I'm not a big fan. I know. Where have I been? There's some great talent in Ring of Honor, but I'm just not interested. Maybe call me whatever. I don't like it. But I just stick to either TNA or WWE. And I just like seeing wrestling. And that's all I really want. I just love seeing wrestling. On the next video, I think I'm going to cover the WWE Hall of Fame and the TNA Hall of Fame. And we'll compare, contrast, and see how I like about that. Future videos look like favorite rivalries, maybe Raw results. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I will probably review Impact a day after, since I always work on that night. I'm not going to be able to review it. I'll review it like maybe Friday morning or so. Stuff like that. So, anyways, this is J-Rock out.